on time. Okay, guys, I'm recording, so then you can have all these later. No problem. And yeah, and maybe go like slowly 0.5x to get some stuff. Okay, so first I'm going to explain you guys what we are, what do we do, and the best way I can do that is with screen sharing. Okay, and here's our this is our way, but I'm going to do something more settings because I like something which is video, and then no, I'm gonna share again. Sorry. Fonts. Basic on screen portrait mode, I think. Yeah, this is cooler. All right, nice. Good. And then now, where are you guys here? Okay, good. I have the chat here. Good. Okay, you see me inside the screen, right? Then
Yeah.
here we have the coding part, the coding area. So we're going to use this part for coding. Here at the top, we have like a view of something specific that we're going to do with our hands. You see that? And then also here we have the camera that is the top view. See? So here we have all the robots and things. We're going to work also. We have bigger projects and we have more interactions with robots. We're going to use that. So this is how we normally do the classes online. This is how we normally do the classes. We have very interactive setup for students to work with us and code. And actually, students are coding in the same time with us, and we're coding on this. We're coding on the same project together. And when you guys click play at the top of the screen, then the robots in those cameras, the robots will be moving. So that's kind of the cool part of our system. Then things that we do. Let me scroll. I would like to just mirror it. I don't know if I can mirror the screen. Video options. Mirror, yeah. I can see that. Oh, I cannot have the video or mirroring. Okay, it's fine. So this is the Instagram. I actually invite you guys to check. We do cool projects all with one hardware. The hardware is this thing. It's called Tokymaker. Okay, that's a hardware we manufacture, and we use this to make all sort of projects like simple robots to maybe more complex ones like for example this one. Yeah, this is a nice robot as well. So we can do a lot of nice projects, and students are also able to interact with them. Check this out. This infinite mirror cube. So we use that project to learn about lights, about patterns, coding, and it's very engaging. So we have hardware here in the lab that it's very hard to get. So then you're kind of excited to use it. Yeah. Then we have very nice augmented reality projects. You can see that. And we're going to do this project today. Okay. Then we can do computer vision. So here I'm going to show you how you can track objects. All right, this is too low, too small. Sorry. Let me see. This one was better, I think. Wait. Yeah. I don't know. Same thing. Well, you see the robot, I think, and you see how it's following the it's following the ball. So we have object tracking basically with computer vision. Yeah. Then we have I don't know, all sort of little projects like this one that it's following a line, but with computer vision, with the camera actually. And it can detect barcodes, can detect intersections. So with us, you can get down to up to that level. We have like inverse kinematics to create natural movements. We have games that you see all of that is controlled with the hardware. Yeah. So how do we, and of course we teach to students, to big boys, to anyone, yeah? And of course, yeah, we're actually partners of Google for Education. So technology partners, because we are actually, yeah, having like super good technology, and we're partners of also, we've been collaborating with um, uh, MWC for many years. So yeah, I mean, it's fun, and people know that, and yeah. So we have a lot of projects. We have a huge community using that hardware. Thousands of people. Yeah, every day. Yeah. Okay. So to learn with us very quickly, just very quickly. Okay. But I want you guys to know. How do we learn? How do we teach? This is just like a 2 hours where we're going to do a lot of things, but later we're not stopping there. We can continue doing like more smaller courses that are like level 1, level 2, and level 3 with 5, 10, or 20 hours where we're getting very specific outcomes, and where you are also having hardware on your end. Okay, so I just invite you guys to just look at the scroll down and look at what we're doing on these courses. There's a session outline, and there is like expected outcomes. You can have videos from previous students. So just saying that these 2 hours, it's not just this. You can learn as much as you want with us. Okay, now let's get down to it. First thing I want to do with you guys is to turn on our Tokymaker and do some first code there and see how it works. Okay, so we're gonna start right away there. Let me plug it with a USB. Then I'm just going to take this one, for example. You know what? I think I'm going to take this because I like it much. I think it's cute to do it like this. Okay, and then first, Tokymaker. Tokymaker is the microcontroller, and the key thing here is that it has 5 inputs where we can put sensors. Okay, sensors are like senses, like the sound, the sense of sound, of hearing, taste, sight, smell, all of that. But electronics. So this one, for example, is a sensor of rotation. So I can rotate here and I can sense the rotation angle. Yeah. Or here I have a light sensor. So we're detecting the light intensity. Yeah. To connect this, it's super simple. I just need to plug it like this. Bam. So there is no cables, no positive, negative, whatever. You don't need to know about electronics to start using components with us. Okay. So I'm going to plug the rotation sensor. Same thing. Okay. Then we have outputs here. In the outputs, we can plug lights, we can plug sounds or motors or all sort of things. For example, here I have a motor. I just need to plug it like this. Boom, done. Then I can maybe control the motor with this, and I can program it. That's simple. Then here we have a screen, OLED screen, a NeoPixel with all kind of colors, some push buttons, an entrance for peripherals like ultrasound, camera, other things. And then here we have 3 touch buttons. It's very simple, very nice, 3 touch buttons. Okay, so we're gonna start with the screen, okay? If you see the screen, the screen has 64 by 128 pixels. Let me just do a zoom. So we're going to see what we're coding here. There's so much light, it's okay. Okay. So you see here, there is a 128 number, and here is a 64 number. That's the coordinates of the screen. Okay. All right. Now we're going to start putting some information there. First, the first thing we have to do is to connect our guide. So we just go to the website, create.tokylab.com. I'm going to put it on the chat so that you guys know. Is create, so HTTPS, two dots, / create.tokylabs.com. Okay, if you want to see that as well, you can go to that website that I just share in the chat, create.tokylabs.com. So I just need to select my guy, my Tokymaker, and then click on pair. That's it. Yeah? By the way, I'm Spanish, so you will see some texts in Spanish. It's fine. Then here we have in the left sections that are full of blocks separated in topics, and we just need to drag and drop the blocks. Okay, that's simple. And this way we're going to be coding. When we're dragging a block, we have a translated JavaScript code, okay? But we don't need that because we can do all the projects just like that. So simple, dragging and dropping blocks, okay? Then, first thing I want to do is to show some text on screen. So, first thing I want to do is I go to clear. I go to the display section and I drop the block screen clear because you see it has already something there in the screen. I don't want it, so I clear it. Then now I'm going to try to give you guys, see if I can give you some remotes. Oh, wait, yeah. So first thing I'm going to try is, okay, I'm going to, Arpad, you will see in your computer, you will see perhaps, oh no, not you, because you have no permissions for that. Let me try somebody else because, okay, Alex, you have some permission that's already enabled on your laptop and you saw a pop-up saying join, yeah? Arpad, you seem maybe you're using a computer from work or something. So that's why maybe there are some directives of parental control or something like that. That's why you cannot do remote control with me in Tencent meeting. But Alex, you actually accepted the invitation. So can you try to move my mouse now?
Okay,
yeah, you're moving it, right? So hands free.
I'm trying.
Okay, that's a magic trick. So what we're gonna do is first put the clear inside where it was. Naughty boy. Okay. Good. Inside the room. Yeah. Maybe there's a little bit of black or something. Yeah, I can get it. It's a bit of black. Good. Then let's go to display. Yeah, good. And then the third block, you see the third block is screen print. Just put it right after the clear. So drag and drop, or just click on top. Yeah.
Then repeat, from further repeat. Then repeat.
Yeah, it seems there is a bit of lag. Might be my fault today. Anyway, so now you can click on the text inside the green area here.
Okay.
Click on the
Wait a
text.
minute. I minimize the window.
On actually click on the green area, the blank green area. I think you went out, so then yeah, you're still in control, right? Yeah.
No,
just
no,
click
no.
inside this
Doesn't use a
space
number, right?
of the two like semicolons, you know, in the gray in the green area. You were right, actually, like on the yes, there, yeah, on that hole, little hole, click there.
Yeah.
And type whatever you want.
Okay. Have a 3.
Okay, 3. All right. Now that's a message. That's a message. Okay, so I'm going to go now. I'm going to take the mouse now and go to display and display this. Okay, so I'm putting a block to display what we already prepared, and that's very important. So all these 3 blocks have to go together to show something on the screen. Can you now go, Alex, and click play? It's actually here on right on the top of the screen.
This button,
right?
This button, right?
Yeah, and then wait for it. You see when it goes to the 100%. Now you see on the screen on the Tokymaker already number 3 that you coded. Yeah. So congrats, you did your first code.
Okay, thank you.
Now,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
start
think it's
the control
like
for
a
now. But I just wanted to give you right now already like a feeling of, oh, it's actually pretty easy and fast, right? Like, okay, hello guys, and then I click play.
It's like a scratch,
and then
right? Scratch.
boom, you know, super easy, super fast. If you're using any of the hardware, it takes a long time to already be able to show things on the screen. Now, what we're going to do is to put a rotation sensor, okay, on the left, on the input number 2. And this is a rotation sensor. It's an input. So, by the way, questions so far? No questions? Moving on. Okay, so
can I see the JavaScript code?
Here we have inputs. In the inputs we have sensors. Okay, and sensors.
Okay.
So in the input section is to program or deal with sensors. Okay, sensors are getting information from the environment and put it to the Tokymaker, send the information to the Tokymaker as a number. And that's very important. It's actually a number. Okay, so this block is reading the information of the input 1. So actually I connected this sensor into the input 2. So I select here 2. Is reading the information from the rotation sensor. And that information is only a number that goes from 0 to 100. Okay, being the middle 50, and then if I move it 70 or bring it down maybe 40, 20, whatever. So it's a number. Okay, then to show here a number, I want to see that number on screen. So this is a text and this is a number. So you see, that's great function that if something is wrong, is not going to work. I cannot put this block here because this is a number and this guy only accepts text. You see, so it's actually super useful to not to make mistakes. Then in text section we have this. That is a text with a number. And that, because it's in green, I can put it here. Yeah. So yeah, then I put this here, and then this, that's just a number. I check it out and I put this. And then here I'm gonna put like a rotation. It's just a text, nothing special. And then I click play. And there you will see on the screen right now how the Tokymaker is changing the value according to the rotation sensor. Let me just rotate this to the left. So I bring it to the minimum. Yeah, 0. And let me bring it to the max. Yeah, 100%, maybe half. Yeah, something about that. So what if I just take it out and put it on the backward in like in reverse? It's just not going to work, but I'm not breaking it, you know? I'm not breaking it, and that's really good. Then, okay, I'm gonna put here the light sensor. We're like a 30% brightness right here. And if I put my finger, you can see how I bring it down. So it's just a number. If I put a flashlight, it will go up to 100. Yeah, and that's amazing how easy it is to interact with the sensors rapidly. Yeah. Okay, so far we've learned how to put some text in the screen, how to show information. We learned what is a sensor, and sensors we have like inclination, pH, temperature, humidity, soil moisture, distance, pH, I don't know, so many. All of them work in the same way. Okay. Also, we have here a gamepad. This gamepad can be programmed however we want. And then that's also like a sensor. It's a remote controller, and you can program that from the smartphone. So from the smartphone, actually, it's like a gamepad. So convenient. Yeah. Let me show you a very fast example. It's a sensor actually. So in inputs, I go down to gamepad, and then, for example, I select slider A. Slider A is this thing. It's a slider of the gamepad. Yeah. So I'm going to read that. And I click play, if I can. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, let's see. Beep, 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 beep. And then, boom. All right. Now I'm going to move and then see the screen, okay, on the Tokymaker while I'm changing the gamepad. Look, you see? So from the computer, I can control the Tokymaker, yeah, using Bluetooth, or from the phone. So if I'm doing any robots, I can control it. Yeah. Let me see what happened. Yeah, I'm back in. Okay. Questions? No questions? Shall I continue?
Sorry,
Yeah.
can you
Okay.
say
Okay.
the JavaScript
Okay.
code?
Some reinforcement. That's good.
Code.
Nice. So then moving on. Next thing, we're going to move a motor. Okay, very basic. Yeah, very basic. So first, I'm going to bring this back, and I'm going to connect, let's say, this motor into the input one, and I'm going to put a rotation sensor on the so output 1 and then input 2, and here I'm going to put a motor and this, so then you can see how it moves. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna move this motor. By changing the rotation of this sensor. Okay, let's program it. So I don't need this anymore, and then I'm going to program like I know I need an input, right? Because the rotation sensor is an input. Okay, I know I need this. And then I need the outputs, right? I need the servo motor. So let me give you guys maybe, let's see, maybe Dan. Yeah, Dan, you're with us, right? I hope so. Yeah, you're with us.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, now you're controlling, eh? You're on the control of the stage. Yeah, you can move that. Good. So we're going to move the motor. Motor is an output. Okay, we connected the motor in the output once. Yes, good. Go to outputs. And here we have so many options. We're going to make it clear. Just select the fourth block, which is set servo. Yeah, this one. And put it inside the repeat. Good. Servo means servo motor. Okay, let me be clear here. Maybe you see that. Yeah, you see micro servo. Yeah, that is a kind of motor. That's the one that we're gonna be using. So this servo motor, this block is for the servo motor. So the way it works is servo motor is a hardware that is a motor that doesn't spin continuously. It stays at one certain angle. It goes from 0 to 180. Okay, and you can specify what angle in the number there. You see a number 0, right? Why not just try put a 45, for example? Just type 45 there and press play and see what happens with this guy. Check this guy. Bump, it moved. Yeah. Then maybe put it to 180 degrees. Let's see what happens with 180 degrees. It moved. So Dan, now you are coding a motor from another country, actually, because I'm calling from Indonesia. So isn't that great? Anyway, so what I want to do here is to control the motor with the rotation sensor I have on my Tokymaker. So you see there we have another block, read input 2, that's a number. So what we want to do is to put the read input 2, good, you're thinking, but almost. So you want the input 2 sensor to replace the number. Yes, so that to the trash. Oh, yeah, just select the blue part only. Yeah, out, wherever, yeah, it's fine. And then put that in, yeah. So now we have, can you just delete the 180? Oh, let me do it for you. Let me do it for you. Oh, I can do it for you. I can do it for you. We can just throw it here to the bin, or we can just throw it here anywhere, and that's done. Okay, please click play. Good. And then when we reach 100%, boom, it moves. Now let's see. If I move this guy, and let me do it even bigger. Yeah, check this out. You see? So I'm able to move. Now, do you see that now I'm kind of in the max? And if I go to the minimum, it doesn't go to 180 degrees. Do you see that? It only goes kind of, what angle do you think is the maximum that this is making? You can type in the text. What is the maximum angle that I can get here? Oh, it looks like 90, yeah. But if you remember, I mentioned at the beginning that the sensors are giving me a number that goes from 0 to 100. Okay, it's almost 90. So yes, this is it's giving you from 0 to 100 because that's the number I'm putting from the rotation sensor. How can we fix that? How can we make it really 180 from 0 to 180? So it's very simple. We go to inputs and thank you then. So I'm going to inputs and then here at the bottom, I have another block in the inputs. That's very convenient. I can just say from what number to what number I want the sensor to be. So now instead of from 0 to 100, it's 0 to 180. If I want 100 to 3000 or 0 to 3000, I can just type it here. And then I will rescale it, you know? So if I put it 180 and I click play, now 0, 180, 0, 180. See? Now, yes, it works. So now we know how to rescale or reconditionate the sensors to make it work how we want. Yeah, this is important. Yeah, we learned quite a few things. We still have 1 hour 15 minutes. Okay, so good. We're gonna continue a little bit more before we do maybe a 5 minutes break. Okay. Then we're gonna learn a basic structure of coding. That is the if function. Okay. So the if function is here. We can do a lot of things. Okay, but this one is like super important. If something, then do something. Okay. So, for example, if it's raining, then bring the umbrella. Yeah. If you're tired, sit down. So that logic is how this block is how this works. Yeah, with the same kind of logic. Now, I want to do something. I want to connect a distance sensor. Here you have it. Pretty cute, right? This sensor. This seems like a couple of eyes, right? But it's not that. Actually, it sends the distance, but not like what you're thinking. This is actually like a mouth and an ear. So this is ultrasound and works with the echo. I'm going to explain you. So first, I connect that to the Tokymaker, okay? And I'm going to write something so then you can see. How can I write? I know I can write, but okay, I have another option. Epic pen. Here we are. Where's my pen? Okay, here we are. Nice. Okay, so we have this is the sensor. Okay. Okay, this is the sensor, the two little things here, and one is like a speaker. So and there is a wall here. Let me show you. There's a big wall here. Okay, and by the way, I'm gonna check this out. Yeah. Okay, so there is a wall here. Okay, and the speaker, this is a speaker, sends sound in ultrasound frequency. Okay, so it's very directional. It doesn't spread a lot, you know, because it's high frequency sound. You cannot hear it. Okay, and then, well, there's a little bit of the diffraction. Yeah. So when it reaches the wall, of course, an echo is created, right? and this sound bounces and goes back to the, guess what, microphone. Okay, and the key here is that we have here a space. Yeah, there's a distance. Okay, and there is a time for the sound to go and come back. The farther, the bigger the distance is, the longer the time will be. And this sensor just measures the time between when it sends the pulse and when it receives the same pulse back. Yeah, so that's how, with the speed of sound and some maths, it can detect the actual distance with a definition of yeah, maybe 10 millimeters. Yeah, it's pretty good. So let's do a test. Okay, let's do a test. Okay, so I mentioned that we want to use this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to first put the text, the information on the screen so you guys see how it works. This is the distance. And then I'm going to put the sensor here, the distance. You see? Very simple. And then I'm going to clear first, remember? And then I'm going to display. You know that already, yeah? And let's see. Recording it. Boom, boom, boom. Done. Now, yeah, I'm gonna do this. First, okay. Then I'm going to, yeah, okay. And then I'm going to move myself to one side, and then you will see how I put here a measurement, like a wall or something. And then let me see if I can show you. Yeah, so you can see. Yeah. Do you see how when I am approaching, you see the number going down 8 centimeters. If I go up 23, 27, 29, 31, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. You see, it's pretty good. What is maximum? My life detecting me. 200, 2 meters. You can't detect 2 meters. And see, like, it's still detecting. You see? Actually pretty far already. 1 meter far. I can detect pretty well. Okay. We're gonna use this for augmented reality. Okay. Then, with this distance, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do like, if the distance is more than 10 centimeters, then put the servo at 0 degrees. If the distance is more than, would it see the servo 5 centimeters in front of it as an example? Would it see the servo 5 centimeters in front of it? Oh, you mean, can it detect such a small object as a servo? That's what you mean? Okay, so let's see. Not sure. It's very small. I'm not sure if it's detecting my hand though, you know, but I think it's okay. Yeah. 4, you see that? Yeah, let me put that bigger. Yeah. 7, 4, 3, 4. Yeah. 6, 7, whatever. There are many ways of detecting distance. This is maybe the most convenient way, but it has some limitations, of course. Like, for example, if you want to measure the a distance of something inside a tunnel or a cylinder, you can't use echo because the sun's going to be bouncing all inside the wall, so it's not going to work. So then you want to go to maybe optics or other ways of measuring, like like maybe conductivity or even mechanical things, like this one, for example. You have this thing, and then you can just use this as a distance sensor when the object is kind of pushing, you know, so you can know exactly the position. I don't know. There's so many ways. This for robotics very convenient, but also you have camera. We can use a camera to detect one object, and then given a size, when the size is increasing, you can see the distance as well. And that's very convenient when you have very cumbersome positions or things are moving too fast. And, you know, depending on the situation, you need different sensors. This is very useful to start. So what we're going to do is, welcome. So the first thing we're going to do is, if the sensor I'm reading is less than 10 centimeters, 10 centimeters, then I do something. Maybe first I clear the screen and I say, I just put text and I say close. Too close. Yeah, I think I can put this. Okay. And then if the distance is more than 10, or yeah, then we say, okay, yeah, maybe why not? Let's make it more aggressive. Back off. Yeah. So we're kind of being a bit kind of invasive to the robot, and he's asking you to back off, you know, and then yeah. Okay. All right. Do you guys have any questions with this code, these instructions? If you don't have questions, please answer no. Then I know.
Can I say the
now is the
JavaScript
time.
code? Sorry? Can I say the JavaScript code? JavaScript code. Are you listening?
Any question, guys? You can write in chat.
Hello.
So then I know we're still here. Yeah, good. Thanks, Hal. I know you're, yeah, I just want to see the JavaScript code. Okay, yeah, sure. So here it is, your JavaScript. Yeah. So we install the library, configure Sonar 4. We name it ultrasonic, and then we have a while true, like the repeat loop, and then we have two if conditions. Yeah. So here you can see that you can make so many mistakes, like a semicolon, parentheses, whatever. It's so cumbersome. However, it's the same thing as this, and I cannot make a mistake. Like I cannot put this here, and so I can't make really big mistakes. Yeah. Okay, time to code it. But then I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to put a sensor, okay, a servo motor. So who wants to try? Who wants to try the remote control? Let me go for example, Juan Carlos. Let me see. No, you can't because of the control settings. Maybe Danish. Let's see. Yes. Okay, Danish. You saw a pop-up? Yes. Okay, so
Yeah.
now you're controlling. What we want is, this is a challenge. If we are inside of the first condition, like it's less than 10 centimeters, we are showing a text. But also, I want to move the servo motor to 90 degrees. Yeah, so here we have at the top the set servo block, this one, yeah, and we want to put it inside the first condition, and we want to, yeah, we want to put this block inside the first condition. Can you do that?
Teacher,
Can you try to move the mouse?
Work?
Yep. Can you move? Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to do it until I see that you're moving the mouse. So we want to put here set servo to maybe 0 degrees, yeah. And then if we are more than 10 centimeters, I want to put this to 180 degrees. So let's imagine like I put like a hand and I move it up, like back off, and then I move it back, you know? We'll work on that, Danish, later. It's fine. That's maybe the first idea, and then I'm showing you now the servo motor here. Okay, and then if I'm going to, I'm going to move myself here, yeah, so then you can see me. Okay, let's see the project. Okay, let's see the project. I approach to him. You can see my hand coming in. Oh, back off. You see, back off. Yeah. So can you imagine, like, okay, that could be a door of a house. Yeah. That when I get inside, the door opens. This is a small motor, but we can actually power very big motors as well. And it's the same code. And that's a key and beauty of this. What we're doing here, it's applicable to way bigger motors and robots. And those are the same blocks, okay? So if you understand this, you can effectively create an automation for your home, yeah? That's it, super easy. Okay, good. Shall we have like 5 minutes of resting time and Q&A if you have, yeah? So this is the end of the part 1. And in the second part, we're going to do some augmented reality and then some Internet of Things, which is like sending stuff on the internet wherever you guys want. It's super cool. Okay, so 5 minutes. We're back at 11:07. Coffee break, yeah. Yes, if you guys have questions, now is a good time. Danish, if you're here, can you try to click? Yeah, now, can you try to move the mouse on top of my screen? On top of here. Can you move the mouse here?
Teacher, can you hear me?
It doesn't work, right? Well, it's fine. We have many options, many ways of doing it. We can do that on Teams, Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Tencent, and many other ways. Okay, I'm good to get a coffee as well. Hola, Lea. Hola, hola, hola. Muy rápidamente. ¿Qué tal es? All right. Before we continue, I want to explain a project that we're doing. That we're teaching some people in China and some people in Australia, and Singapore, and Indonesia. So we have a headquarters like a logistics center in Shanghai. That's where we send all the hardware to our students. And also we have a robotics lab here in Indonesia and in Spain. So with some of the things that we do with students is, and I feel it's very rewarding, fulfilling for them and for me as well, is that we are in Indonesia in contact with major NGOs that um, we're trying to solve some sustainability problems, such as plastics on the oceans, um, um, coral bleach or coral nurturing, education, food, many things. So waste management as well. So what we do with them is we understand they have some challenges and they could get the benefit, get some benefit with the usage of technology, but they're not very technical people. But our students are, and with our students, we make projects and we make prototypes using all the hardware that we have and implement it in the actual field with the NGOs. Let me give you an example of it. So this is Sunday Watch. Sungai Watch, it's in Indonesia. They're creating those barriers in the rivers of Bali and in Jakarta as well. And therefore, all the plastics that are blocked in the rivers and they don't reach the ocean. You can see how many trash, how many tons of plastic is being dumped into the ocean every day, tons and tons. So they have been for 5 years every single day collecting the plastics on those barriers. They have many rivers, so the task of protecting them and maintaining them, it's very big, it's very arduous. So what is our student doing? They created, or in this case, he created or designed with us a system that using IoT, it detects so two problems they have is one, the barriers can break, and second, the plastic can overflow the barrier and go to the ocean. So this student made a design to detect when a plastic is going over the barrier. And then when it happens, it will send a signal to the headquarters. And then this NGO knows the river has a problem, they can go and fix it before they have a major disaster. Yeah. So the NGO is super engaged with this. They like the project. They really appreciate that we're putting some brain time on this, and they are going to implement the idea physically in the river and give us feedback. So the student or participant, they have a real project that can create a real impact, and that's wonderful. 2 days ago, he designed. Let me show you. He designed in 3D this part. So we teach him. We help him how to design it. Here, maybe you can see it. Hold on. So we design together in real time. So when he's designing, we can see, we can help. Yeah. So this is his design, and then we print it, and we send the 3D printed part to his house as well. And so this is the result. His idea is, let me take this out if I can. Yeah. All right. So his design is just a prototype first. We have a 3D printer here, and also we printed it back in China, so we can send it to him. So the sensor gets inside here. Let me see if I can put it. Anyway, I'm not going to assemble it now, but so you put it right, the rotation sensor inside. So this is like an axis, and then you put it here, and then we have an axis here and an axis here, and then you can put it here. Let me see. Yeah. So then this is on top of the barrier. If the plastic goes over it, this is like a switch, you know? At the beginning it's like that, and if the plastic goes over the barrier, it will just boom, spin. And then Tokymaker will detect that and send a signal to internet. How do we send the signal to internet? That doesn't seem to be very easy, right? Well, we can, and we have developed a system that makes everything super easy, and that's what I want to show to you now, okay, in this second session, okay? It's called Internet of Things, IoT, 物联网, yeah, in Chinese. And this is super powerful. By the way, these things that I mentioned, these projects that I mentioned, are part of our courses. So when they start with us, they start with a simple project or a simple course of 5 hours to get the basics. And then depending on his current level, we then go to a real project that we send to their home directly. It's like PACE a step-by-step learning with us, and then we go to the mentorship. But if they already know a little bit or they go fast, then we go directly to the mentorship. Yeah. Let me show you something else. We have here, we have here the kids that we send to their homes. Yeah. For example, we have here a couple of them. This is a Tokybot. Yeah, this Tokybot. This Tokybot is like a very easy to build robot for starters, and it teaches kind of the basics of sensing, detecting objects, remote controlling things, motors, sounds, all of that. It's a great project to start, remote controlling and all of that. And everything is included in the box. So that's what we send to their homes. After they do 5 hours with us, we send that home. So then they can have some hands-on as well, or you can have some hands-on as well. By the way, later down after this session, we're going to share a code to have a discount on the courses. Okay, and it's going to be available this weekend. Okay, Saturday and Sunday. Yep. So this is the smart farm. With this, they can create you can create a smart farming system and learn about sensing, sending to IoT, and all of that. So those are kind of two of the interesting kits that you can do after doing 5 hours with us, which is this. After doing 5 hours with us, you can do with us this course where we will do this kit and way more, and then we can go to the mentorship. Yeah, and that's just pack of levels. Pack of hours. Okay, let's do some IoT. Let's do some Internet of Things. So first, I'm going to turn on the Wi-Fi of my. Yeah, I think I can do that. I already have a Wi-Fi. Yeah. Okay. So first thing, sending things to internet. It's something very, very powerful. Maybe I can have a video. IoT video. 40 seconds video IoT workshop. No. Okay. Anyway, Internet of Things is the ability of sending information to the internet. For example, if your fridge is lacking of milk, it can send a notification to your phone and then ask you to go and buy some groceries or some milk in this case. Or if your phone is detecting that you have a fast heartbeat rate, it can not just notify you, but also can send an SMS to your nurse or to the whatever important person you have in the list. Or, for example, let's see, if you have a weather station and then you have a garden and then you are maybe detecting the humidity of your plants and you're away, you can monitor on your phone and maybe even click on your phone and water your plants from another country. Yeah, we have a project actually from one student that wanted to have like a more constant or more vivid interaction with his grandma in another country. So he developed a robot just like this one, and he connected a phone. And so from the internet, he could kind of drive a robot and move left and right and be around home and do a WeChat call. So he can discuss with his grandma and talk and see face to face, but also he could just walk around the house. And that can be remotely using internet. And this is next level. But we bring it down to a very basic blogs. So then we allow anyone like you to do it. So without further ado, let's start and let's do it. First thing I have to do is go to IoT and set and put the Wi-Fi name. Okay, in my case is let me see, is green space tech, I think, if I'm okay. If not, I will use my phone. Green tech. Okay, and the password is I make stuff. Yeah, I think so. Then once I do that, I will be connected to the internet, to that Wi-Fi. Easy. Then I go to login. So to what user I want to send the data? I want to send the data to my own user. Okay. So what's my user? I go here to this icon here. I have it already, and then it just links us to a internet service. It's free. So here at the top right, you have a key, little key, golden key. So you just need to copy that key, and that's your key, basically. Oh, wait. So if I, for example, if I put your account, from here I can send data to your account in China. Yeah, so we can exchange information this way. All right, then if you already know how this works, right? You know this if condition already. If IoT is connected, Internet of Things is connected, then I'm going to turn on one LED. The LED is here. Yeah, you see that one? Is this one? This is an LED. So I'm going to turn it on. It's an output. So I go to outputs, PDD, yeah, this one. Okay. And then on the head, or if I put big LEDs, I can put them in any of the outputs. So we can have like hundreds of LEDs in every output. For example, let me show you. I can connect this, or I can connect this, all work in the same way. Yeah, very easy. Okay, in this case, I'm going to use the one that I have on the head on Tokymaker, and I will put it at 40% green to make sure that I understand that it's connected. Then a new structure for you guys to learn. I'm going to use a timer, and timers are so great, so useful. Like every 2 seconds, that's a timer. Every 2 seconds, I'm going to do something. I can select minutes, hours, whatever. If I want to create time, like a clock or something, I can use that. In this case, I'm going to send the information of the light. So I'm going to put a light sensor on the input 2. Here it is, a light sensor. I'm going to send the light sensor every 2 seconds, the data to internet, okay? Like periodically. I hope you guys aren't following it. If you're not following, just ask me on chat. I'm looking at the chat thread in another screen. So every 2 seconds, I'm going to publish data. What data? What data I want to publish? Let's see if you're following. What information I want to publish? Yeah?
Find the brightness?
Yes, correct, perfect. So the brightness is the light sensor, right? And the light sensor is connected to the input 2. Perfect. So I go to inputs, read, and then I put that. Input 2, okay? And then where do we want to send it? We have feeds. Feeds are like boxes where we put the data, and that box needs a name. So I'm going to name it, I don't know. So it's going to be like a workshop. No, project.light, whatever, huh? I can put any other name. So project is the group, and light is the name of this data. If I have another sensor to send, let's say I have rotation sensor in the input tree. Here I can name it project dot rotation, you know? So both are part of the same project, but one's light and the other is rotation. Anyway, I'm not going to use this, but basically that's it. Six blocks, and we have an Internet of Things project, and that's pretty crazy because if you're using any other hardware, it would take you like a week to learn if you are already versed on coding. Otherwise, like, it's out of your range. So in this case, we're making it super easy to learn. Okay. So I selected. I send the code to the Tokymaker, and let's wait for the Tokymaker to connect to Wi-Fi with the password I already gave. Oh yeah, check this out. It already connected. It was fast. You see, already green light. Good. It's connected to Wi-Fi. And if I turn off the Wi-Fi and connect again, it will automatically reconnect. So it's very stable. Now let's see the result. Now every 2 seconds it's sending data to internet. Let's check this internet, this data, okay? I go to I/O, I go to feeds, and what is it? Let me refresh. Oh, I have so many. Wait. Oh, okay, wait. Oh yeah. I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna cancel some of the projects. I have too many. Wait, delete project. Delete group, and then delete group. Yeah, here it is. It shows now. You see, project.light. You for free you have 10 feeds. Okay, you can pay and then get more, but you don't need more than 10 basically. Okay, so here it is. I have many projects, you know. So I have Project Light, the one that we actually created. You see this here, Project Light. And then let's see the result. Here it is. We're sending data right now, and I'm going to put my hand on the Tokymaker, and you guys will see how the value changes, okay? I'm going to put my hand on the light sensor, and boom, it went down. You see that? Immediately. So we're sending information right away on the internet. I'm going to make this public, okay? And then I go to the link, I select this link, and you guys from home, I'm gonna send this data, so this link on the chat, so you guys can see it. You can export this data. You can export the data as like for an Excel or Google Sheet or things like that. Thank you, Arpad. So we can do more. We can, for example, go to dashboards, and in the dashboard, well, you can have a lot of things. In this case, I'm going to create a new blog, and I'm going to make maybe a gauge, and then I select the value I want to see. I name it Project Light, and then I can edit it and think, but I don't know. Okay, this is Project Light, yeah? And then I want to also create a new blog, for example, and I want to see that in a kind of historic Project Light. Project Light. Okay, good. So super simple, you see. Now let me refresh. Oh, yeah, here it is. And I can edit the layouts. So I want this here, and I want it here. So you can have, and I'm going to give you also, I'm going to share the link. Yeah, like this, but for example, I'm going to share that with you as well. So here's the link in the chat. Now you can also have access to this. And if I want, I can put buttons, and those buttons will react on the Tokymaker. So for example, if I have this, this slider, I can maybe change the brightness of my Tokymaker with that slider, yet you can control from your home. So there is no barriers here. We made it in a way that we can interact in a fun and easy and impactful way. You have real knowledge here. You have real possibilities of doing really cool projects. Yeah, and you're not alone. The key here is that yes, we're manufacturers. So if you want to just go to the shop, you get the kit on your own, and you go. And we have community. We have a forum. You can go there and do it on your own. Look at this. We have in the shop full kits. You want to go maybe to a high school and above students, yeah, you can get the hardware. We're manufacturers. But what I'm offering today is, okay, we can go beyond that. We can even do a mentorship, and we can learn together with this super interactive method that you're seeing today with me. Yeah. And for that, we offer discounts that I'm going to share at the end of the workshop. Yeah. And those are the courses. Okay. So going back to the IoT, questions. Do you have questions? Is this mind blowing enough? Questions? No questions? Well, I hope you're enjoying that list. Okay, so let's go to the next part, okay? I want to leave maybe like 10 to 15 minutes for Q&A, yeah, if that's okay. So I want to go for augmented reality, okay? I don't think it's necessary that I show how to maybe move a motor with this. I think you can get the idea. It's like, yeah, it's actually in reverse, but it's okay. I'm not going to explain that today. I think it's very cool to do augmented reality. So let's go into to do that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop this. Yeah, I'm going to stop this thing. How? For now. Yeah. Yes. Okay. All right. And then this is out. Okay. Here we are. I'm gonna make myself a bit bigger. And okay. So I don't know if you noticed in this area, we have here at the top Tokymaker, and okay, let me see if I can just go here. Yeah, here. AR. Do you see that? Okay. AR. It's a tab that if you click it, you turn into a different set of vlogs. It's a complete different environment that actually we patented because it's a technology that nobody has right now. Nobody implemented as a way to have augmented reality experiences right away from your phone with no hardware installed, no apps, just drag and dropping vlogs. Okay. Then I'm going to try to show it. I I know how to shoot it. I know how to show it. Give me a second. And I'm going to prepare that. So I don't want this anymore. And then, let's see if I can do it. Yes. Okay. And then, boom. Yes, good, perfect. It worked. So now I'm bringing this down. Okay, okay, that's my phone, huh? Oh, I don't know why I'm doing this. Yeah, that's my phone. All right, right there. And this is going to be here. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. Okay, we're going to use augmented reality, and I'm going to use my phone for augmented reality. Here we go. The first thing we need to do is to check that there are different blocks, okay? And they can get complex. Just be aware of that. It can get complex, but we can do very simple things that are very effective, okay? The first one is we're going to show sphere, okay? A sphere. So first, I'm going to add this block, set sphere, and the radius is going to be like 0.5. I'm sorry, I'm going to name it 1. Sorry, and the radius is going to be 0.5. Good. Then, please tell me what color would you like this sphere to be? Or even better, maybe Hal, can you, or no, Hal, can you maybe, let me see, Alex, can you try just to select like a color for this guy, this sphere? Or just somebody can say, oh, yeah, okay, Alex, go ahead. You select a color. Okay, good. Now that we're there, I just wanted to make sure that, okay. I wanted to make sure that, wait. You're controlling too much. Okay, let me stop the remote control. Okay, good. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that I'm not preparing this beforehand, you know, that I'm letting you guys set the color, so there's no trick behind here. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to put the scale. Now I'm going to move. I want to rotate. Move. I want to move this sphere. The sphere number 1, I can have more spheres. I can just declare them and create more. And I'm going to move this to the center axis of coordinates of X and Y, but I want to elevate it in the Z axis. So I want to make it float maybe with 1. All right. So the sphere is going to be floating. Okay. Then I'm going to show the axis. Why not? It's cool. Oh, yeah, let's do that. Of course, we can do many more things, eh? We can get there if you want. We have time. All right. This is pretty much my first code. And if I click play, check this out. If I click play, I immediately have a QR code and a marker. Okay. I'm going to send this link I'm going to send the link to the chat so you guys can also see it. Oh, no, wait, sorry. Copy, yeah. There it is. Okay. So what's gonna happen? Check this out. I take my phone. I take my phone and I go to camera. And you see the camera, okay? Then I scan the marker, the QR. You see that, right? I just scanned the QR with my phone. And then this QR is going to open my, yeah. I need to use a mobile phone, not desktop. Yeah. Okay. So this is my camera. Yeah. But it's a website. Yeah. So the website opens my camera, and if I just point to the marker, check what happens. You see? Immediately, it created augmented reality experience right in front of us. How about that? How cool is that? Yeah. Okay. Time to ask, time to talk. What do you think about this? The best thing, guys, is that since COVID, that was fully monetized, but we made it free. So you guys can go to create.toky labs, click on the tab, and go to AR and start making projects like this on your own for free. No sign up. We don't get any data from here. No sign up. Just go and play. Yeah. So what if I'm doing like, so how do we do, how do we use that, right? Wait. Oh, I don't want the camera. Yes. Okay. So a nice way is also going to Tinkercad. Do you know Tinkercad? It's a nice way to start making 3D models, 3D designs. So we just have an account. I think I have this one. Yeah. No, it's not this. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So for example, we have designs and we can create them anyhow, anytime, no problem. Like for example, the Tokymaker, the Otoki. The Otoki is this guy that we have here that we use to program and code and make it work and dance and all of that. This is 3D printed. That's part of our projects or our products. So we can also 3D print it here. Yeah. Sorry, we can 3D model it. And for example, if I just do any design, like for example, I want to design something. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna modify this thing. I can start the design from scratch, but in this case, I just want to take this and I'm going to maybe create a box, for example, like this. Okay, fair enough. I like this. Okay, just the design. You can do any design here. Okay, so then I select it. I export in GLTF. It's just a kind of design, and yeah, I just select it, save it, good. And then here on the coding part, instead of just this, I can even maybe, why not just select a 3D object that I designed. And I want to see it in augmented reality for 3D printing it. Yeah, so the process is, we're following the engineering process when we're doing a prototype. We design, we test, we make it, yeah? And then when we select the file, is there any question, guys? Any questions so far? I select the device, the object that I want to show, and then I move it to to 000. That should be enough. I don't know the size. Yeah, I don't know what size did I make, but it's okay. We can test. Yeah. Okay, here we go again. I open the camera, scan the marker. That will open my camera, and then here it is. We just made it. Never easier than that. I see, Arpad, you're smiling. Yeah, it's kind of magic, right? When you do technology fun enough and sophisticated enough, it looks like magic. So by the way, you don't need to print it. You can just do it on the same screen. Yeah. And rotate it. We can make more sophisticated projects, of course. You can make it rotate. You can actually, and here's something super cool. We can, for example, take this rotation sensor. Remember that we used it before the workshop, and then change the size of the rotation or whatever of these augmented reality experience. So you can use Tokymaker to put sensors on live, and then those sensors are going to send information to the internet, and your experience on augmented reality is going to react to this. So Tokymaker is a bridge between the reality and your augmented reality experience. Let's say you are maybe having a weather station outside your home, and then every morning you just scan this marker and you will get an icon of it's sunny, it's going to be cloudy, whatever you want. So you have that there. Very quick example. YouTube, IoT, smart farm, Tokymaker, for example. So we made this project. It's not this, but it's cool. Right.
This is a project that we made at the American, and there we go. It is our Tokymaker, which is
So this
all the stuff. It is.
Do you hear that? Do you hear the sound? No, right? Ah, yeah, you were hearing. Okay.
Will be uploaded on the server so that we can monitor it from anywhere in the world.
That's a greenhouse.
Yeah, you can see all the data. This is not only here. I can see it from my phone at home. Or
by the way, you can see here, just right at the left, there is this arm, nice robotic arm, also controlled by Tokymaker. Anyway.
Maybe anywhere in the world. This is the marker for augmented reality. We can use it and show the graphs on the camera in the 3D world.
Check this out. We have all the information like Iron Man. it's dynamic. So this graphic is changing live. Those graphs are sensors from the greenhouse.
This is the precious plastic that we have made using using bottle caps. So we have.
Of course, we are incorporating a wide broader curriculum. So we collaborate with Precious Plastic. Precious Plastic is the biggest community in the world of recyclers. So the founder of Precious Plastic China is also a partner of us in the curriculum. So that's why we also collaborate on projects for sustainability. Right now, for example, with another student, we're building a robot that goes on the sand on the beach and has a big box and advertisement for tourists in Bali. So it's just going on the beach and asking tourists just to collect the plastic and put it on the box. You know, why not? Let's use the free labor of tourists and engage them in a fun way with environmentalism. So we don't need to like super duper complex robot to avoid obstacles and detect plastics and not grab just, I don't know, a kitten instead. So instead of that, we are asking tourists to do the hard work for us, and they love it. So we have these kind of projects that are meaningful and real. Yeah, this is a project in the American Embassy School in India. It's maybe the top school in India, and is the biggest embassy in the world. They have a makerspace that we run and we designed because Toki Labs. We have been also co-running and we're an actual stakeholder of the first makerspace in China. So we're very much inside the maker environment. Okay, a lot of stuff. Yeah, I think for today that thing is enough. So now I want to mention to you something, which is when we're doing the workshops. When we're doing the mentoring courses, we have one-on-one up to 3 people in the group. It's very low density groups, so we can have a way better interaction. Oh, we have somebody waiting there. Juan Carlos. Juan Carlos has been out for time. Juan Carlos, sorry, I didn't see you, buddy. You were outside for quite long. Anyway, we have that recorded, so I will make sure that you get that recorded session so you don't miss it out. So we were just showing all the augmented reality and all of that, and we're about to wrap up. But I want to mention that we have for this weekend a discount of 20% of the courses. And if you bring us another person, you can have an extra 5% of discount. Yeah. So that goes up to 25% of discount. Let me just do the maths very quickly. So that 199, for example, instead of 199, calculator, it's minus 25. So you can do, oh, okay, I'm gonna do a quick thought if you don't mind. We're so used to phone now, huh? So 199 minus 25%, you can get 5 hours of course for $150. That is in yuan. I don't know, times 7. It's 1,000 yuan. This is 1,000 yuan. I think. So $150 times 7. Yeah, 1,000 divided by 5. That's 210 yuan per hour. Yeah. For a premium mentorship, just mentioning that I will be conducting these courses. I have 2 degrees of engineering, telecommunications and automation engineer. And so I've been working 6 years on a PhD on control systems, and working as a researcher and a teacher in the university in Spain for some years as well. So I like academia. I have technical background, more than 10 years of teaching experience, and plus I'm the CEO of Toky Labs. Okay, so because we are creating this new studio in Bali right now, I am the one who is pushing these courses right now. So for this in this opportunity, you guys will have me as mentor. Okay, so yeah, this is what we give, and I will send a code of discount in the chat later on that you will be able to apply on the website to get the discount. If you are in China, you can also use WeChat money directly with us. So that's actually even more convenient for you. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I just want to know if you have any question. Time to put the mics off, the microphones on. Questions.
Oh, teacher, thank you. It was interesting.
Thank you, Danish. I appreciate your attention, and you actually have come to other workshops with us, and the fact that you're repeating with us gives us also a very good feeling. It means that we're doing well. Thank you, Danish. Dan, thank you, Dan, for saying that you learned a lot. That's my entire objective here. And I'm going to put maybe more information and some of the links that we have been showing on the course later in the group. Any question, guys? Okay, so would you mind maybe saying, like, so that I can have it in voice, and I prefer it in text. You can guys just share with me your impression of the course, of these 2 hours.
Yeah, I guess I'll just say thank you very much for this is a really cool intro. Like the fact that you can go from like 0 to a full project in like 30 minutes, incredible. So this is I've been out of the game for a little while, so coming back and seeing what you've created as an ecosystem, incredible. So really good.
Thank you, buddy.
I was going to say that. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I've only been introduced to coding through like kids apps like Scratch Junior and things like that. So it's nice to see how you can take, this coding that is very similar at a very young age and use it into real life situations. And it's nice that you were able to connect what we did, like, for example, that motor, and how you can just put your hand up to the motor and it moves. Like, I didn't really think about how that could be used to open a door, for example, things like that, like the real life applications of these very small projects and how they can become much bigger. That's what I find to be very fascinating. So it was nice that you showed us all the greenhouses and how it's used to stop pollution in the rivers and stuff like that. And I like all the sustainability and the environmental ways that these programs can help. So that's cool. Thanks.
Thank you. You guys are making my day.
Let me know when you have your next similar session like this.
Absolutely. We'll make sure to do that. Yeah.
Thanks.
How about you, Alex, Hal, Juan Carlos, Danish? Any feedback? Any opinion?
Yeah, teacher, especially And JavaScript, like I can read the code after designing. Like I like that on that part. Even I have advice if you add something in the future, like Python as well, like convert to the Python, that would be great. And the next thing, like I really like the servo motor to use with the board to make the door, and then IoT. If someone enter, you can directly see how many people enter. Like
Yeah.
100 degree. Yeah, that is like I would like to make by myself in the future. That was great. Thank you, teacher. Yes.
Good. Yeah, like and you just said it, like I would like to do it myself, and that happens when you feel like, oh, I'm actually capable of doing that thing. I'm capable of that, and that's the key. This kind of, I saw some of you kind of smiling when you were at some point realizing that that was a cool thing, and I learned that now, and this kind of joy that it gets inside you. That's my main motivation of doing this workshop. So I'm really glad that you say that you get this kind of tickles inside you, like I want to do it myself. It's good. Thank you, Danish. Okay, so I think it's time to wrap up. So I want to just close this sharp up 12 because you guys are probably busy people. Only want to thank you again. Stay tuned on the group because later today I will send the code for the discount.